Welcome to episode 4, Reps, Edit, and Real Talk. So we're here today on this glorious Wednesday. It's actually Wednesday.
Aren't we lucky enough to be able to do this on a Wednesday morning?
I know, but I don't even know what day it is these days. It feels like I'm all over the place.
And blend it in.
It is, man. So we've had some busy weeks. Recently, obviously, we've had a lot of competitions going on. So bodybuilding shows, there's been I4B shows, NABA shows,
PCA.
a PCA show. We've got some ICN shows coming out.
ICN, yep. I've done 2 shows already in the last month. I got another one this weekend. So
That's why you don't know what day it is.
I don't know what day it is. Where are we going? We're country hopping. We're state hopping.
Oh, it's crazy.
All over the place.
We've got when you look at the competition season, I want to just say this to competitors though. Everyone loves to win.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone loves to win.
Why would you do it if you're not going to be in it to win?
But just know that you can't win every show. And the main thing in bodybuilding is progression. Mm-hmm. You know, you'll see champions like Ronnie Coleman. When he turned pro, he was last. He was last for a long time.
Really?
His first Olympia, he was last. Like no one. Yeah. And then eventually he moved up through the places. So I'm not saying everyone's Ronnie Coleman, but just got to think, just because you don't start with wins, you can't progress. Because bodybuilding is a snail's race.
Oh, it is.
It's a marathon.
It's showing up and like the judges will favor you if they've seen you try and improve and show improvements year after year. This guy's come back and he's competed in the same division and he's put on muscle and his posing's got better. They will favor that. They see you.
They will see it, but also remember though, it's who turns up on the day. So you can still make a lot of progress, but if you have a better lineup, then it's like you've still made progress.
There's a lot that goes into shows. Some people are strategic. They go to the quieter shows because they know there's not many people that are.
Lots of people do that.
Yeah, that's pro card farming.
Yeah, it's just some people just don't want to go to a big show too. I suppose if they're new to it, I can see the point. You know, do a smaller show, get some confidence, then go to a bigger show. But yeah, the competition seasons are well in effect right now.
Well amongst us. We're still in the middle of it.
Yeah. People are on some seriously low calories at the moment. And mind you, some people are probably on...
Do you feel the tension of the agitation?
Yeah.
Of low calorie, hungry...
And if you're that person who's competing now, chances are you probably don't want to be picking up your phone. You don't really want to be talking to people. You don't want to be around anyone that's not going through or had been through a contest prep.
Yeah.
And that's real talk. And it's really negative. And also you're probably waking up wanting the day to be finished
already.
And that's a really, really negative way to look at it. But when you're that wrecked from a contest prep, you're like, wake up, all right, breakfast done. I just want the day to be done so I can do it again. And another day ticked off.
You're fatigued. You're on low calories. You're pretty much 90% of your mental capacity is just waiting for your next meal. And then they're trying to space out their meals. Now, talking from please give us the lowdown on someone that's veteran bodybuilder, veteran competition. How do you filter through the noise in your final weeks? If we're talking to the people that are in their final weeks of prep, it's getting to that grind time. It's getting they're a little bit irritable, but they're also excited.
Yeah, they should have been wrecked. No,
they should have been wrecked months ago.
Because that's not the aim, but you will most likely, if you're in condition, be wrecked now, and you would have been wrecked for a few weeks.
It's a good little feedback mechanism.
Yeah. So,
what's your best advice for filtering through? Like you said, do not disturb mode on your phone.
Listen to your coach. Just listen, and don't take advice from random people at the gym.
Yep.
Don't take advice from 3 different people and try and merge it. Listen to one person, and be aware that at this stage, you're not going to like the way you look.
Oh, a lot of people are in their head about it.
Yeah, you will. Everyone does, and I'm experienced, and I get it. So you may look at yourself at 2 weeks out, I look okay. If you think you look fantastic, you're probably delusional because that attitude is not going to inspire you to push harder. But in saying that, you want to make sure that you're following the plan. Your eyes on what needs to be done daily, ticking the boxes, and just leaving it to your coach. Because mentally, you're not going to like the way you look. You're going to look at other people and judge your progress against theirs. You're going to look at professionals and be like, well, I'm nothing like this.
Yeah.
That's expected.
Yeah, but you don't have the right mental clarity to understand the difference and the distance between you two.
You're not a professional, so you're not going to look like that. It's like, I find people weird in bodybuilding where you can get someone in their first show and they're like, I want to be a pro. And I said, if you just started playing AFL or football, right? and you had never played before, first game, yeah, I'm going to be a pro. People,
If that's the goalpost,
you're like, what? You haven't even started yet.
whoa,
So
man.
I always tell people, if you want, don't you aspire high, but
Love
don't
the
aim to
process.
be, to be a pro. Aim to have a pro physique.
It's great mentality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because if you get the pro physique, you'll get the pro card eventually.
Of course.
But just be aware, contest season, at the end, you're mentally not there. You can barely even hold conversation, but try and be present in the situation and look back and be like, you know what? I'm doing something super challenging, something that's creating some...
I chose to do this.
Yeah. You're hyper-focused. You'll never be this focused in your life if you're doing it right. But just try and be present in the process and enjoy it for what it is, and enjoy it in regards to like, you're doing something that most people can't do.
Exactly.
You should take pride in that, no matter what the outcome is, that you've pushed yourself. Because pushing yourself in this sport, in life, is how you get, how you advance. If you stay comfortable, you're not really progressing. So
True that.
you're getting uncomfortable, and it's good in the long run. So
I was saying to Nick the other day, one of the biggest things that I want to, that when I was competing, and what I think a good framing for people to get up on stage and not have any hatred upon themselves, any animosity with how the judging was done, is get up on stage and say to yourself, or, you do all the work, the hard work, and get up on stage and say to yourself, I could not have done anything else better to this point. So whatever happens on stage now, whatever happens with the judging, whatever happens on the day with my physique, I've done everything I can to the best of my ability. And that should be your, that's the goalpost.
And also then what you've got to think about is, you can't change what anyone else looks like.
No.
So don't worry about anyone
Don't
else.
worry
Just
about
worry
it.
about yourself.
Yeah.
All you got to do is worry about yourself. Make sure you've... Oh, and one thing I want to say, though, actually, if you're a competitor, this is really, really important. Remember that your family is supporting you, hopefully, through all of this. There's people around you. And even though you think that you're doing the best you can, you're not snappy, you're not short, you are. You are. I'm telling you right now, you are. And please be aware that it's not easy. You think you're doing everything. Yeah, I'm not snappy. I'm trying to be... Just be aware of it, and just, if you're in the situation of competing, the people who are around you right now today, just go and thank them.
That's amazing.
Today, when you hear it, thank them and say, thank you for supporting me. I know maybe I'm not myself all the time, and I'm just thankful that you're supporting me in this endeavor, because it's hugely important. Competing is solo, but everyone around you gets affected.
I'm going to say something a little bit controversial here. Competing is solo, and it's a little bit... It's a lot selfish.
Yeah, it is.
No one else is winning. A lot of people are in your corner supporting you. And a lot of time, because you are so hyper-focused, like you said, tunnel visioned on yourself, on the feedback loops and everything like that.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit about asking people about their day. You don't give a shit about hearing... Someone might go, how's prep? Man, it's going great, or it's going shit, or whatever. I can't wait for my next meal, blah, 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 blah. You don't go, hey, man, like there's more to life than this.
Yeah. How have you been?
How have you been?
Yeah.
Tell me. Let me listen to you.
And it's very hard.
We become very selfish.
It is, but it's very hard. Even just talking to people at the end of a contest prep is hard,
So let's talk about post-comp.
Post-comp. Now, there's lots of ways to go about post-comp. I want to talk about post-comp in regards to an athlete who's trying to improve. All right. So after a show, there's like a period where you have to make a decision. Now, I'm going to talk from a natural athlete and an enhanced athlete.
Yep.
Okay. Generally, a natural athlete will have to reverse their calories, to get to a point where their hormones come back. They're not super depleted. Their sleep comes back to normal. This all applies to an enhanced athlete too, but they don't have to worry about the hormonal response. All right.
They don't?
So no, because they're putting hormones in their body.
Of course.
All right. Now, a natural athlete, like I said, they've got to drive their calories up at a nice rate where they can actually regain normal function. An enhanced athlete can go through a process like a rebound, where they actually try to put on maximum amount of muscle in a rebound, because you're very insulin sensitive. Now, there are situations where you can't do it though. So a rebound is great. You can put on a lot of muscle, but it's got to be the right situation. So my logic is, when I look at my athletes, if they have done a prep which is not super taxing, because some people can, right? And their blood work's good at the end, near the end of their prep, you might be able to do a rebound 6 to 8 weeks, which means keeping hormones in at a higher than hormonal replacement level,
Okay.
and try and maximize your muscle gaining in that that window.
Surplus.
Yeah, in that surplus post show. Some people can do 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I don't normally see more than 8 weeks.
Yeah.
You sort of get a bit more rundown, but in that regard, they can push their weight up a lot quicker. They can actually grow muscle tissue if they haven't had a hard prep. If you've had a prep where you're absolutely thrashed,
Pedal to the floor.
you're not going to be able to do a rebound. And some people can't as well. Some people just get like very water retentive. Takes them 2 weeks to get the water off. You're already 2 weeks behind. You may as well do your health phase then. You know, so if you are run down and you're struggling to sort of get the water off, the health phase is not good for you. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, the rebound phase is not good for you. Rebound should be done if you have not really thrashed yourself and your blood work is in a good place to actually put on muscle tissue.
How many people do you see that are in that ideal state to be able to get into the rebound stage versus a health phase?
It also depends on your risk profile. So like some people are, if you're an elite level, like high level, you might have a different risk sort of level to somebody who's just doing the first show. You might be making money from bodybuilding, so you might think, I'm going to do that.
Yep.
But otherwise, from my experience, I have found most people doing their first show are pretty wrecked. So I would say 30% of people get to do a proper rebound.
It's higher than I thought.
Yeah, 30%. And it's changed over the years. I used to do it a lot more, but I found that people just are not...
They don't have it in them at the moment.
They're too gassed. Really.
Yeah, man.
But you do get a lot of people who do rebound really well, and you can make substantial gains, and you get...
Because your body's primed to absorb
like
everything.
A sponge, yeah.
Yeah,
But also,
that's
if
why
you-
people put on so much weight, 10 kilos in a week,
Yeah.
and they're not shitting at all. They're not letting it out. It's just your body is ready to hold everything.
Yeah, and if you're natural, like you can't, your body wants to just put fat back on real quick as well.
So what does it want to hold more, glucose or fat?
It wants to hold both, really, right at the end of a prep, but it's in survival mode almost.
Of course.
Hormonally, you need fat to be, to get your hormones regulated if you're natural. So you want to be getting them back to baseline as quickly as possible.
Right.
You know?
So you'd choose a high fat diet
No,
over
no,
a high...
no. I never, very rarely choose a high fat diet for most, unless they're doing keto.
Yeah. Post-comp?
But not high fat, but you want the right amount and the right types of fat.
Good.
You don't just want to be throwing in, let's eat a jar of peanut butter. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. But you
All
see
right, Coach, you got it.
Hey, and it's easy to do. Post-show, you can easily do that. But like you want to put the good fats in, they're going to be hormone supportive.
Yeah.
And obviously getting your calories up to a level where you're not in survival mode anymore is hugely important. So the rebound is fun, but also can be tricky for a lot of people. Now, one question I did have, though, was from somebody, was about adding TRT. So TRT is hormonal replacement. Hormone replacement.
What does it stand for? What does TRT stand for?
Hormonal replacement therapy.
Testosterone
That's
replacement.
TRT. Yeah, TRT is testosterone replacement therapy.
Yep.
And then hormone replacement therapy is another way to say it.
Yeah.
Very
yeah.
similar.
HRT.
They have slight differences. But like somebody asked me, how do I know when I'm ready to do TRT? And I said, well, you've got to get blood work first. All right.
You need to know where you're at, a
Yeah.
starting point.
And even before that, I would say, are you sleeping well? Are you eating a very, very healthy diet?
Yeah.
Are you exercising regularly? Are you doing all the like behind the scenes
Yes.
box ticking? Yeah,
Before you think about the feedback, I have low energy. I don't have any motivation. I must have low test.
yeah.
Let's see if you're ticking the boxes first.
Tick all them, and then once you've done that for a period, maybe at least 3 months consistently, and this is not like a 5 day a week thing. This is every day, Then maybe get your hormones checked.
Yeah.
If your test is at a certain level which can be seen as low, you might add TRT, but don't do it by yourself. Don't just wing it. 'Cause I know people that come to, I'll start TRT. I want to come off it later, though. If you start TRT, you generally don't come off it. That's for life. So that's doing testosterone injections for life.
Every week.
Every week. At least 2 pins a week, maybe more. Okay? So you've got to make sure you've got all that aligned and go with somebody who knows how to read blood work, knows how to implement TRT safe so it can be sustainable.
Yep.
And you've got to monitor it. If you don't monitor it,
You got to treat yourself like a science experiment, but in the sense that you are tracking everything. You got to be diligent.
You've got to be so diligent with that, and the process of actually looking after yourself. It's not just plug it in. And it was good last month or good last year. No, you got to keep checking things.
We're getting older. Our bodies are shifting in dynamic every time. So
we are getting older. We are getting.
I mean, we specifically are getting older, but yeah, in general, every your the feedback your body gave you the previous years, it's not the same.
Yeah, nothing. Like I got my bloods done last week,
Yep.
and I do the same thing. And some things are different. You know, it's just different snapshots in time. Like what you're doing, lifestyle wise can be different. So you've got to know. You've got to be aligned with somebody who knows what to do and know how to read things. Make sure you're doing it as healthy as possible, because hormone replacement, like I said, is for life. And there's one thing I wanted to say as well, that people love to get on hormone replacement. And hormone replacement, I'm telling you right now, is a gateway drug. Right?
It is. Once you start one thing,
you're like, I want to try this, and it becomes very like, it's exciting, but it's like, oh, it's a new chapter's opened here. But you got to think like, do I need all that? Yeah, do I need to go down that route? Because it's not always viable for most people.
Especially if you're not putting that load or training the body for that reason.
Exactly.
If you're just a weekend warrior or just training 3 days a week and you just want longevity out of your life, then TRT possibly, but it's very hard to discern where you stop.
Exactly. And not just that, people, like I said before, people want to be a pro, but they don't know what it takes to be a pro. Right? And I'm going to give you something that's might be eye-opening to a lot of people. So let's just use an example of high-level amateur bodybuilder, enhanced. All right. Now this is real. This is what a lot of people could be doing. Like, I'm going to give you a breakdown of hormonally what they might be doing and whether you think you'll be able to sustain this. This is not including all the background stuff, food, nutrition, discipline. Yep. This is just maybe hormones and peptides.
Adding.
This is what a bodybuilder could be doing per week, right? They could be doing their hormones, right? So that could be 3, maybe 4 pins a week.
Compounds or different?
Yeah, compounds, yeah. Oh, no, mixed. I'm saying their compounds are mixed, right? But I'm talking syringes.
Yeah, right.
Full. Well, not full, but maybe 3 shots of anabolics
throughout the week.
So you've got. So if you want to be a bodybuilder, this is the general outline of what it might be. Looking like day to day. Yeah. Injections.
Are you cut out for this?
Yeah, are you cut out for this? So not including sleep and all that's all locked in. So you've got your hormone support, so your anabolics. Could be 3 shots a week.
3 needles a week.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, let's start.
If you've ever got blood done and you've just been a bit woozy and a bit lightheaded, you got to do 3 of them.
You got 3. So you got minimum of 3 oils to put in you a week. All right. You may have peptides. You may have GH. Now GH, if you're using that, you'd be doing that daily, probably, maybe 2 times a day.
It's still another injection.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. So now remember, you've already got 3 there. You've got at least 7, probably 14 if you're doing it twice a day.
Oh.
Right? Now you've also got these things. So you've got...
You're a pincushion at this point.
Yes. And this is real talk. This is real advanced bodybuilding.
Amateur, yeah.
You might be having peptides. Okay? You might have sore joints. So you're using BPC and TB500. Right? You might be using a GLP-1. All right? If you're a competitor, or maybe you're not. But generally... competitors will use whatever they can.
Yeah.
All right. You might be using L-carnitine pre-workout. So that's every day as well.
Natural, but it's still injectable.
It's another pin. So when you start looking at these things, this is not including tablets either, and vitamins and minerals.
Yeah. Wow.
This is not something you just do just for the show. There'll be moments of the year where you're doing that most of the year. Not most of the year because you've got time when you're off.
Of course, off season.
Even when you're on a health phase, you're still doing a lot of these things. So people think, I want to be a pro, and they think, I'm not sure I want to do over 20 syringes a week of product.
And you have to realize if you miss a week, if you're just your life is I went on holidays and this and that, and you haven't planned for it, and you haven't planned you're playing with low level doses, and you're messing up your actual hormones.
Yeah. So you want to keep everything stable. You've got to do things like daily, or at least every second day. And bodybuilding, like I said, it's a long game. So you might do one show and do that. If you want to compete for 10 years, you might be doing that for 10 years. So whether you can tolerate that kind of pinning schedule, that kind of discipline. It's a lot to take in. If you
Yeah, like you said, it's not just the external endogenous enhancements. It's the tablets, the diet,
the blood work you got to keep getting as well.
the blood work you got to keep getting.
Yeah, all the health subs.
Exactly.
Takes a lot.
The amount of food. But I know we weren't talking about that, but like that is in itself, you need to be able to give your body the right fuel to know what it's doing with it. Obviously, within anabolics, it's going to manifest and create more tissue than natural, but it's not going to do that out of nothing.
Nope. And not just that, like you got to be training balls to the walls, and that's going to fatigue you too. So most bodybuilders, the other day I was walking up the stairs at the end of the day, and if it's just me, but at the end of the day, I get quite stiff if I've done legs that day. I walked upstairs holding the banister. My daughter's like, Dad, why are you walking up like an old man? I go, my legs are just so red.
Because your dad is an old man.
Yeah, she goes, but you walk like that most days. I go, well, I do legs every 4 or 5 days. So there's always like...
As soon as it stopped hurting, I'm going to go hurt it again.
Yeah, so people don't realise that is a big thing as well.
What that goes into it, man.
Yeah, and it can be tricky. And it can be very confronting. If you put all those syringes, all those tablets in front of you for the week, you might think, I don't think I want to do that. Because you're going to look like a little bit of feel like a junkie a little bit. And it's, like I said, once you start, normally it evolves. So you've got to be aware of these things.
No, we're not promoting it and saying you should go do it.
I'm almost telling you, people this so
they see what is actually required.
And this is just that part of bodybuilding. There's so many, you got to live your life too. You got a family and whatnot. So it's like,
and also like we haven't even touched on it. We just to dabble on scratch the surface of this iceberg. The cost associated with all this. Are you financially viable to be able to sustain it?
Competing is expensive. Bodybuilding is expensive. But I will say this: if you are a legit bodybuilder, you're not doing a lot of the things that waste money. As in, you're not spending money on takeout and stuff like that, because it's not. It doesn't make you a better bodybuilder.
No.
So hopefully you're looking after yourself in other areas, and you can save money. And then when you bodybuild, you got to,
it's a give and take.
Money. Yeah, for whatnot. But
what else is happening in the world?
There's actually a big thing at the moment. It's more so in the United States. You would have seen it with Charlie Kirk, who got assassinated, which is
shaking the states up, hasn't it?
Oh man, it's wild. But like what?
But it's all about what he represents.
Yeah, freedom of speech. We're meant to have that, right? We're meant to have freedom of speech, but do we?
In this Western society, both obviously US and Australia are very similar in that sense. I feel like it's a double-edged sword, right? We have freedom of speech on all these platforms. Everyone thinks that everyone has a platform, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. I can speak my mind. I can talk shit. I can be a keyboard warrior, YouTube. I can have a channel. I can be outspoken. But when you get to a certain point where you're actually being seen as an authoritative figure or a voice for a lot of people, we're talking millions, a big influence. When does it become a nationwide? I don't know. Which party you side on?
And most people as well, they're very extreme.
Divides them.
You're either one side or the next. And that's just maybe what we're like as people. But like.
Pick a side.
Yeah, you always want to pick a side, but like in that case, Charlie Kirk, a lot of the stuff that he talked about, like, it's what people don't want to talk about, So that these days, like, he was against women, trans women in sports and whatnot, and look, that's confronting to a lot of people. It's a very touchy subject. I get it, but just because he was saying what other people thought and what he thought was right, did he deserve to die? No. He's got a family, like he's got kids, a wife, and all because somebody didn't disagree with him. No, somebody disagreed with him. He's not with us anymore, and it's sad because Donald Trump as well. Now, look, whether you believe it was all set up or that's cool, that's your choice.
Conspiracy theory.
But like these two people recently have nearly been assassinated. One's been assassinated. One nearly got assassinated.
Yeah.
And just for freedom of speech. Donald Trump's a bit different. He speaks truth in a lot of sense, but it's just the way he talks about it is different. I feel like we have our own Donald Trump in Australia.
Who's that?
No, but a little bit different. Pauline Hanson.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Very outspoken.
Very
A lot of
outspoken.
people will side one side or the other.
The difference is
Controversial AF.
Pauline Hanson, she talks logic in a lot of things, but the way she communicates is very like
Blunt. Straight
yeah,
down.
and people can't tolerate that. But Trump's like that, but he's got a little bit more charisma about him. You know, he does. He does.
You can kind of see, especially like it's like the villain in a movie. You can kind of see their point of view and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I can understand why you wanted to take out half the universe or something like that because yeah, fair enough. but like yeah, I see the point, the charisma and stuff. But with Pauline Hanson, immigration laws and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this is a big one. We want to talk about this. So, me and Sean, we're not. You were born in this country?
Yeah, I was born in Melbourne.
You're Aussie, mate.
Yeah.
So
I can't speak any other language. I speak Aussie.
So I wasn't born here. I was born in Wales, in
Wales.
Great Britain, UK. So I came here, like not fresh off the boat, but like I came over here as an immigrant. I only became a citizen when I went to uni.
Wow.
Yeah, to get HEX.
To get HEX.
Yeah, because I paid my first year up front, and then I was like, I'm not. Let's become a
It's
citizen.
like 20 grand a year.
Yeah, so I became a citizen like at mid-20s.
Yep.
I was a permanent resident. And these days, like, we are so multicultural in Australia, but the question is, do we need to support regular Australians more, like people with their debts, like just general Australians, not of all ages, or do we support people coming into the country more? I'm for both. Like I have
Benefits to both.
yeah, benefits to both.
100%.
But I feel like a lot of Australians are struggling now.
Well, 100%, and like the world is struggling. But who do we look out for first, right? So you can look at this from 2 points of the two sides of the coin. Do the government favour the economics of our country and the longevity of our country and where it's going?
Yeah.
Or do we favour the people that have stayed with us? Like you said, there's a lot of people that are struggling that can't get a job, or AI is going to have an impact on that as well. But like, where do we share a piece of the pie? Because do we give it to the rest of the world, keep letting in people? Which obviously it helps the economy. There's a lot of educated people elsewhere that come in and help to bring up our economy.
And the thing, it's hard.
it's
So hard because like some countries that don't let immigrants in, is it Poland? I think Poland's
Really?
like that. They're like, nope, no one's coming in at the moment.
No working visas,
I
nothing.
think it was Poland. Anyway.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we want to look after our people. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. But I think, Kane, you were one of those people coming into the country. So like, yeah, I think that, we can have both. But I would rather us look after the Australians that built the country than, and I'm not saying not look after the immigrants.
But like you said, like we are a multicultural country, right? So we've been built up as multicultural for decades.
Yeah.
Where do we now? What if we feel like we draw the line and be like, okay, the Aussies that are Aussies, let's back them first.
Yeah, and like I said, up to you. Other people might disagree.
Yeah.
And you'll
Let us
fine
know
to
in the
have-
comments, please.
Yeah, you're fine to have your views, and that's what it's about. Discussion. We are having some free speech here.
Free speech right here. This is a platform for us to be able to share our point of view. Not to say that there's right or wrong or anything like that, but it's sometimes got to be spoken about.
And look, yeah, like
Because
we got the brown brother, we got the glazed donut here, right? And we're our families are not from Australia,
Exactly.
so we're coming from it. Mind you, people would say, "Oh, well, you're already here, so now you're shining away."
Siding one side, yeah.
We've been here long enough to see that the Australian people are struggling in general. Look at like people who are like 60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. They're doing it tough here, man.
It's only going to get harder, like
And
a
it's
lot harder,
only
exponentially harder.
But then you see people who come from overseas, they get a lot of support, but sometimes they don't really want to integrate into our society too. So
Yes.
there's that side of it too.
Yes, you're right.
Like you can go to another country, and if you go there and you don't integrate, then you're cast away. Here, you're almost given a rein, but you choose if you want to integrate or not. I feel.
You're right. You're not wrong.
And it's not wrong to be with your own community and all that. That's fine. But yeah, you've come to move to Australia. You've got to accept some Australian
Build the community.
culture. Yeah, and help out.
We are a community, like exactly. We're going to grow together as well.
We are. So like the immigration is a touchy one. It is very touchy.
Do you think it can be improved?
Yeah, of course it can.
How? How do you? What are your thoughts?
Well, my personal thoughts, like I said, I would rather us start supporting Australians who are here for started initially. Like pensioners and whatnot.
Yeah.
These guys are eating like really, really poor quality foods.
Yeah.
Right? Living very harshly. And they built this country. So the country wouldn't really be here without them. But I can see the point of obviously bringing in cultural diversity because it's great. We have so much diversity here. Like, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But maybe I would probably like them to swing it more a little bit towards supporting Australians, first of all. And then looking at outside.
Yep.
Yeah. Help the country first, our own country, people within our country, then the outside, helping other people as well. What about yourself? What do you think? How would you improve it all? Do you think it's okay? It's hard though, isn't it? And I'll tell you this now. I'm telling you this on YouTube, and if I said something that was really outlandish, people are like, you're that's too much. So like, just your thoughts can come off and sound really good, or sometimes sound a bit like, oh, this guy hates immigrants and whatnot. So it's like you're trying to be real, but you've got to be careful with how you say things too.
I think there's a lot more factors that come into it. Obviously, we're going to go down the route in a second, but you've got the youth that are playing a role in this, and you've got the elderly as well, where jobs are whittling down day by day, and it's becoming harder to make a dollar. And there's everything in between. And like let's be honest, like there's a lot of Australians out there that are just happy to be on the dole.
There are too many people
happy to be on the dole doing nothing.
And
just
they
take
get
a
away
minimum
with it.
wage. Yeah. And there are like, people overseas. I'm not saying every other ethnic country out there, but there's a lot of ethnic countries out there, Asian, and like I'm Sri Lankan, and there's a lot of other ethnic countries out there that are hardworking. And you bring those people over here, they're going to lift up a society. They're going to bring good work ethic.
Better work ethic than some people who have lived like that.
Your words, not mine. No, I'm kidding.
Privileged life over here.
But yeah,
true.
That's my take on it. Obviously, like I said, we are a multicultural country, and we do need to help the people inside. But let's just be honest. Like, I don't think Australians all the time put our best foot forward to some are not always the best representation. Like I said, dull bludgers.
It's so true, and not just that. Like when you look at like jobs and all that now as well, a lot of the younger generation think that they should be at like top of the tree in their job as soon as they get out of school.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? So it becomes like
expectation versus reality.
Like some people can have no degrees, right? And they'll be on the dole. But I'm not going to work for X amount of money. I should earn this much. Like, you have no credentials, my friend. Like, you have nothing.
Your worth is directly correlated to what value you can bring.
Your worth is you going to the ATM on a Thursday morning to get your paycheck from Centrelink. That's it. That's all you're good for. You're not bringing anything else to the country.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, these days, a lot of the like younger people, and even older people, even our age, you're trying to do, and it's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. You're trying to do the least to get paid the most. But it's a problem when you're trying to get paid the most and do the least when you've got no credentials and you can't work towards it.
Some people can somehow talk to the right people and know the right people to get jobs that pay high and do little work.
It's true. It's so true. Like, I'll give you an example of like these days, like, which is careers. So I was a teacher and I still do CRT work. Right. When I was in uni, teaching was like a really great profession, and it still is. Yep. It's like nursing. Like, you can't really, those jobs are required. It's respected. And they're required.
Yeah.
But like teaching was seen as like, it's a great career, which it is, and it's rewarding.
You got so much freedom, you have holidays.
Yeah.
But
every teacher knows, and every teacher that I talk to these days is under the pump. And I would say they're probably not satisfied in teaching.
Yeah.
Because the workload is immense. Kids don't have as much respect. Parents don't have as much respect for teachers as much anymore. And the workload and data, like the amount of data you got to do compared to teaching is huge. You take home a lot of work, right? So you think, you finish at 4.
Plus, you got to pay within like tighter and tighter guidelines. I'm only guessing from a person that's not a teacher. I used to teach for Cert 3 and 4 in fitness, but as a teacher with under 18s, there are so many guidelines, so many things pitfalls. Like, there's so many things you got to like please this and that. Let's be fair for everyone. Yeah. Let's be, man.
But I want to say this: like, if you're a teacher right now, not if you're in the government right now and you're actually advising people who are in the teaching department, and this is just for teaching. It's probably the same for nurses, but like have a think about what you're doing, because teachers and nurses are not very happy in their careers at the moment. So a lot of them are dropping out. Yeah, lots are dropping out.
Really?
Yeah, teaching is it used to be sought after. You don't find many people now that want to be a teacher because they see teachers doing the work, or they know of a teacher like, nope, I don't want that. I would know.
I've heard stories of like the teachers like having hard weeks at school because kids are just not having respect.
Yeah,
no one's paying
and
attention.
Just the workload, stress. But I'll tell you right now, teaching for most people, most teachers now, they are struggling to make do, and these are experienced teachers. So if an experienced teacher is struggling to make do with teaching, imagine a graduate. So like,
straight out of school.
You've got to find the right job now, but you also got to have the credentials as well.
You know, I know this is pulling it away a little bit, but like you've got teaching, nursing, and I would say also the police force. These jobs
fire.
are like all these jobs are becoming harder. It's like people also don't have as much respect over the years for these kind of jobs and the professions. These are solid professions, been around for more than decades. Like it's like it's crazy, right? And now we saw through COVID, a lot of people leave the police force because, like, obviously,
many things,
different media portraying the police force, and obviously, the police force just doing the right and wrong thing.
Yeah,
you know,
we're
living in a crazy world where everything's ever changing. So I just love to make a commentary on it. Hey, that's what we're doing.
It is, man. And we've got a topic now as well. This is jumping to the next one.
This is going to be our heaviest topic.
This is heavy. So, euthanasia. Agree or disagree? I'm just going to throw that out to you. And it's a big sort of topic, but do you think it has a place in society or not?
Yeah, but a lot more goes into that
Obviously,
question.
It's not like, just give it a go.
Yes. It's a yes and white, black and white. No, yes, but like we were talking about before, a lot of informative, educated decision, maybe psychoanalysis, like a lot of things need to go into it.
Yeah, it's so,
and especially if it's yourself, if it's the person that making the decision for themselves, or if someone else, family close to them, is making this decision for them. Yeah. Right?
Because everyone's had that person in their family, maybe older person, maybe younger person who's going through like terminal illness or something like that, right? And they're just living, as in they're just alive. They're not living, right? So is that not a... Do you want to live like that? You know, like literally could be a veggie, or you literally could just be... You're not living for anything. You're living just to stay alive.
If there's no trajectory of getting better and improving this quality of life, quality of life is the goal, right?
Yeah, quality of life. Because nobody wants to live just a long life. You want to live a long life with quality.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? And when that quality goes to a very, very, very low level of quality, maybe euthanasia would be the right option for a lot of people. You could be somebody...
It could be at peace.
Yes. And like I said, it's not just like, okay, I'm going to go and kill... Get the...
Well, the other flip side of this, so that's probably the most... Oh, sorry. That's the most understandable side of the argument, right? But what about the other side of the argument? That, like, obviously suicide is a huge issue we have in Australia. Yeah. If euthanasia became accessible to a certain extent, in the sense where they would have to tick certain boxes and get certain psychoanalysis and stuff, if someone did not want to be on this earth anymore, and they wanted to... That solid decision on themselves. Now... You obviously, I'd hope, medical professionals would be like, look, let's just see if you're not just majorly depressed. This can be fixed. This can be turned around. And usually, most of the time, 98% of the time, it should be. You know, but like, would that be allowed if you've got like a 28-year-old that actually doesn't want to be they're going to take their own life anyway?
Yeah, I think this is part of the reason why it's not legal. Because
it's
so like...
Who's to make up this decision? You can't make a decision if you're 18 and making this decision.
It's like someone who wants to cut off their body parts to become a different sex at like 14, 15.
Yes.
Hey, I don't think you're ready for that yet, man. You know, that's a big commitment.
Live more of a life.
Yeah. So, but euthanasia is... Like, what about this? Imagine you've got a child who's terminally ill. Like, and literally they are in pain every single day. They're not living a good life at all.
Yeah.
Like, that child can't make the decision, but would there be someone who
That's
like
a
from higher
heavy-
authority? I know it's rough, it's deep, and it's
But like you said, now we're going to the other end of the spectrum where it's a child. They don't have the vocal capability to, and you'd have to, like I said, you'd have to know that there's no trajectory of getting better.
medical
trajectory.
people would have to be like, listen, this is not going to work. They're not going to recover, and then maybe that decision becomes the best decision for the family. You know? But even saying that, how do you do? Like, it's very tough. It's not a.
That's why we're bringing it up.
Yeah, it's
It's the hard
why?
topics.
Yeah, but for myself, if I saw, I've seen grandparents really not want to be here anymore.
Yeah, in that sense, with the
In that
elderly.
sense, and sometimes it's not just because they're not able-bodied, but they have nothing else to live for anymore. They've seen the grandkids grow up. They've seen their kids grow up. They've seen their kids have kids, and it's like, you know, I need to be in care 24/7.
Yeah.
I don't have anyone around me
If they're in the
anymore.
final 5 to 10 years and they're already quality of life is
Like I said,
gone.
rock bottom, I can see a very good point for it. But with anything in the wrong, a wrong judgment could change, many things for people. So it's a bit euthanasia.
It's a squirmy topic.
It's a very squirmy topic, but there's probably, like every topic we discuss, there's pros and cons to it. I reckon, but it's a horrible topic to talk about. But
Well, give us your points, guys. Like, obviously, if you leave a comment, pros, cons against it, we'd love to hear because we're just it's a platform for having a voice.
yeah, having a voice and talking about them deep topics.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we want to finish off on a high note because we finish off on euthanasia. People are like, oh my god,
I don't feel good about my week.
Yeah, well, I would listen to this to have a bit of a laugh, but it's not always a laugh. You have to talk about the proper stuff too. But another one you brought up, which was cool. I want to talk about this. What are some jobs that are underpaid and overpaid?
Yeah.
What, in your opinion? Because when I was younger, I used to think being a garbo, that's a terrible job. They get paid good money, but
Really? Yeah. Same with like train drivers in Metro. They get paid like 150K upwards.
beep.
Yeah. But I like,
lot of lies on the
I
line.
know what's on the what they have to do, the tests they have to do, the minimal leniency for any issues, like drug tested every day, everything, right? Plus people dying on the train tracks every day. Like heavy stuff, right? So different jobs, we don't know what goes into the whole realm of it. But as a joke, a running joke in Canberra, where I used to live, is that a lot of Canberra, because it's government workers, a lot of politicians and government workers, and a lot of defence force. Not to say the defence force, but
Leave them out.
yeah, let's leave them out. But like, let's just say government workers. The running joke is that they're underworked, overpaid.
Yeah, of course they are. All politicians are scammers, man. They're pure scammers. Like, they promise one thing, never give it, and they get paid immensely.
Oh.
They get out of politics and they still get paid for it. Really? Like, and then what have they done? Nothing.
Exactly.
Really.
Yeah.
There's people who are like paramedics,
Paramedics, yeah.
firemen, who literally see travesties daily. Like, and that you take that to your bed. I don't care what you say.
No.
And look, they get paid.
They're processing this later on.
Fireys get paid pretty decent, but
Yeah.
they're seeing negative stuff all day. Like people who are in the ambulance.
Like Jay.
Yeah.
I was talking to Jay about this. Jay Fit Media.
It's so rough.
He's now gone into photography and videography more full time, but like he's still been an ambulance or ambo and he worked. What's that big event that happened in England a few years ago? Probably, I think prior to COVID, this big event happened where there was a big bombing. He was there and he sees people like actually jumping out of buildings, like
Oh, see?
yeah, and he remember saving like kids and all this and just so much going on. Oh man, like did you get paid a lot? We're talking less than 100K.
And that's what I mean. And then you got some jobs like politicians doing nothing, but they're getting paid, silly amounts. But so if I was to give one underpaid one, I'd probably say people who are in
Yeah, high-end professions. Nurses sometimes are underpaid.
always underpaid.
Yeah.
Nurses,
Well, they're overworked for sure. Let's
and
be
underpaid.
honest. Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
you got nurses
stretched from both
like
ends.
teachers.
Yep.
What else? Anyone that's like in the health industry, not health industry,
Because
but
they're in there for the right reasons. They want to help people, but the government's taking advantage of it and going like, "What's the minimum we can kind of pay you and sort you out?"
exactly, yeah. But
You
then
know?
when really the overpaid ones to me are like politicians. in
Yeah.
general. If you're self-made and you're getting paid great, you're not overpaid. You've earned that.
Yeah.
A politician, yes, you could say they've earned their way into politics, but they've earned their way into a scammy job, and they're getting a lot of money for not much return.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, let's kind of we'll segue this into where we're going to talk about as well, which is how this has probably impacted now this overpaid, underworked society that we live in, and like obviously everything is glamorized on social media as, oh my God, that's the best life, you know, oh, I can live nomadically. Like we've seen as well, you're a coach, but like coaching for the last 5 years has been glamorized as like live the dream life from a laptop overseas in Bali and like do 4-hour days or 3-hour work days.
Try that.
And give it a go. And you can make 200,000 a year and look at me driving my Lambos and stuff like that. Now that's just an oversimplification, but I think it's also bred down a mentality to the younger generations, not just younger, but like 20s and what the expectation of what they can get for little work. Yeah. I want to do the least amount of work for the most amount of pay.
And that stems from social media as well, hugely, because they see people putting the glamorous stuff up and nobody puts their bad stuff up. No, you know what I mean? So like, I could do that. That could be me. But then it's like, it's not actually reality.
No.
You know? I find that, but yeah, it's...
So like, I think, yeah, younger generations are maybe looking and seeking out like, what are these easy shortcut ways to jack up their prices? Like I came out of uni, right, in 2017, studying sports science and nutrition, and I don't know, there's two sides of the coin, or two different types of people. One that's imposter syndrome, like, oh, I don't know if I'm worth charging that much yet.
Yeah.
You know, maybe charging $50-$60 a session of PTing, right? Then you got the other ones that have come straight out of uni or straight out of a course.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, so the going price for coaches is our average 100, 120, maybe whatever. I'm going to charge $150.
Off the bat.
Straight off the bat. I have no experience, no credibility, nothing to show for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, hats off to them. If they obviously you want to get taken seriously, you got to charge what your value is.
Yeah, but you've got to have also the credentials for it.
You got to follow through with it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. But
what do you think about these? Sorry, this is like a little side. It's getting into it. What do you think about these life coaches in the early 20s? Early 20s, like before 25. Life coaching at 23.
You haven't done life. You haven't done any life yet. I mean. And it's not to say they can't have good suggestions. That's not. But it's generally.
The best life coaches will be 50-year-old plus, like 50-year-olds.
People have gone through a lot of ups and downs,
bro.
Yeah, but like life coaching, if you're in your 20s, you're virtually just regurgitating information you've read.
100%.
There's no actual life experience that so personal experience you're speaking from. So, I don't think you'd be a good life coach at 20. You know, I don't. It's like.
But it's charismatic. These like life coaches are charismatic. You buy into them because they're like, you know, I did this. I gave up my 9 to 5 because I knew I wasn't going to work for the man. And
that's cool.
But like,
how many people actually do it though? You know, actually successfully do it. You might see a few on there that do it, but like, not most people are not going to be able to do that straight off the bat.
No,
you know. So
you got to have a certain amount of grit about you. And we talked about this before. Grit is like. It's rare.
Yeah.
Finding people that will go through the hard, seek out hard.
And that's how you grow. Progression is made in times of like stress and like.
As bodybuilders, we know we seek out hard. Like we know that we got to put the stimulus of some load on the body and the mind. Let's
not use bodybuilders because bodybuilders are like it's like a bit of a weird one. But say parenting. Though.
All right.
You're
a parent. I'm not.
You've got to be a parent. You have to learn
patience.
as you go. You have to try and figure it out as you go, and it's tough. You know, you're not just going to be. You can't just read something and be a good parent.
Yeah.
You can't. I cannot take parenting advice from someone who's not a parent.
Do you think the best way is to fail forward, like actually, like learn on
maybe don't
on the go?
Fail being a parent.
No, fail forward, like as in like you're. Oops, we learnt this.
Oh yeah, every parent's done that.
Every never do that again.
Yeah, like that's not what we're going to do next time. Or, you know, but that's how you learn.
Yeah.
You make a lot of mistakes as a parent, and that's how you learn from them. But I would say being a stay-at-home mum or a dad is vastly underrated. Yeah, because it's tough It's tough. If you're a single parent and you're raising a kid, props to you because that's next level. I know some single parents that they got all the sports to do, they've got their own job, they got school drop-offs, lunches, everything, and they still make it work. Yeah, yet you've got some people, like we talked about before, who are dull blood just to do absolutely nothing, right?
And still complain.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah. So if you're a single parent out there and you're doing what's required to actually move ahead in life or stay ahead in life, supporting your kids, props to you, because it's not easy. I've got my wife as well.
Yeah.
Single parenting would be.
My mum was a single parent for many years, you know, and I like, you grow up realizing how much appreciation you have for the hard work. But like in this day and age where like I'm single and it's just work and grind and look after myself. But there are stresses as well. I've obviously got to be on top of my diet, my work, everything. And then you got to imagine, all right, I don't even have half of I don't have to look after another human. Those parents that are like still doing the same thing, working, got to train, got to have food on the table, got to pay the mortgage, got to look after their kids, and then also be
You gotta bring up your kids.
Got to be involved in the kid's life,
Yeah.
not just like, oh yeah, he's a human, feed them, all right, do your own thing. I don't care about what you're doing now. Just go, like, be what do they call? What do they say back in the day? Kids need to be seen, not heard.
Okay.
Have you never heard that?
Yeah, I have heard that.
I heard that back in the day.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Single parenting is no joke, man, and it's something that, like, it's not because you're not getting paid for it, but like that job itself is hard. Super.
Well, no one it's no one's giving you an award for it because you chose the life, but it doesn't just get appreciated enough. That's what we're saying.
That's what we're saying. Yeah. So like I said, my kids have got both of us, and it's still tough. So doing it by yourself would be next level hard. And I couldn't imagine if you're a stay-at-home dad. I know this is a bit different, but a stay-at-home dad to me, like, a man has a different type of emotional connection to their kids in regards to their.
I think we think a lot more logically, obviously.
No, but I'm talking like in regards to a female stay-at-home mum, stay-at-home dad. Females sort of over time develop that nurture.
Of course.
Sort of.
It's inbuilt innately.
A man, we have to develop it way more, and we never really. I feel like most men don't get it anywhere near the level of a female.
Do you think it also impacts whether you're a boy dad or a girl dad? Because you're a girl dad to two girls, and so you have to learn a sense of nurturing qualities to yourself.
And being a bit more sensitive. Yeah. I think when you got girls, you have to be... some boys are very sensitive, but girls are a bit more sensitive than guys that I've seen, you know. But there's pros and cons having boys and girls, but it can be difficult for both. I think as a guy, I always wanted a boy, but now I've got two girls. There ain't no more coming out of me, so there ain't no more.
And with our previous episodes, we've talked about our anecdotal meta-analysis on bodybuilders and offspring.
Kids. And also, now we just talked about one of the last shows, but you were talking about having kids are not there. Maybe, like we said, the AI baby.
We're bringing AI babies back.
Think about that. All the stuff you just talked about then.
Yeah.
If you have an AI baby, you sort of don't have those issues. I'm not saying everyone should have an AI baby, but we talked about it, and then you can start to see that it can make sense for some people, you know?
Yeah.
So
there's a lot to unpack in this episode, guys. We've really gone down the rabbit hole today. So thank you so much for joining us. We'd love to hear from your take on a lot of things as well. Obviously, this is a platform that we're using to share a lot of random thoughts from what's going on in the world right now, what's going on in bodybuilding, and how a lot of these relate to each other. Because we are two bodybuilders. Photographer, bodybuilder, but coach.
But we're just bros as well, just sitting here having a chat.
Yeah, exactly. So come have a chat with us online. Shoot out some comments. Please share it out if it's something that you resonate with as well. And we will see you in the next episode.
Thank you, guys. Enjoy. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. See you guys.
Peace.